Hi, welcome to Faithful Bass, and today we're going to be talking about, this is going to be a kind of a short, kind of a long video. It depends on how far I get through it. But I'm going to be talking about some of the new baits I picked up this week during Christmas, as well as some of the baits that I fished mostly last year, which I actually found one of my favorite baits now, I actually have to say, would be the Bass Mafia inline, or the line through swim bait. I have to say this is hands down one of the best swim baits I've used for the plastics and for in general. I love it. I caught well over 100 fish on it last year, ranging from, I caught my PB last year actually on one of these. It was 5 and 10 ounces roughly, and it was in a small pond, but I mean still it hammered it. This was, I think it was late March around that time. But this is my new favorite one of my new favorite lures. Doesn't beat the chatterbait, obviously, because I've caught way more bass on a chatterbait, but picked up a couple of those. I had this is a Megabass, the Mag Draft. I had one last year. I bought 2 more. I have one coming in pretty soon. I'm going to be honest. I do love the action on these baits, but I'm not really going to invest a whole lot in these Mag Drafts because I fished it almost 4 times last year. The 4th time I fished it, it completely fell apart. I used it for a day. I caught about 7 to 8 fish. It's a good bait. It's just the metal inline piece that they hook for the magnet, and then the how it hooks through the top with the weight in the top. It just falls apart quick. It's easily tearable. I mean, it just bass destroy it. I mean, it's normal on these baits, but I mean, for a $17 bait, I don't know how often I'm going to actually buy these, because I'm going to be honest, these things hold up a lot better. Yes, the tail doesn't have the same action, but it still gets the job done. Plus, I do like the inline because obviously it's the hook, when the bass goes to bite it, the hook comes out, and this generally goes up the line, which is generally what happens for me, especially if you hook set them a little bit on the roof of the mouth or a little bit farther back. But I found a love for these. This is my favorite color, hands down, the albino. I think it's something albino, white albino or something, that one of sort, or like violet albino. It's got that little violet tinge to it, and it's phenomenal. I've never had an issue with it. Great lure. This is actually the 6-inch. This is my first 6-inch. I couldn't find the 6-inch where I normally go, and I found them 1 or 2 at my local Bass Pro, so I picked up a couple, and then I picked up obviously a couple more of these. They're my favorite color, hands down. What else? I did get into Megabass this year. I've never really wanted to spend the money, but I thought I would. This is actually the Megabass Battalion. This is the gill color. More and more I thought about it. I actually have an SPL Shad 2 coming, so I bought a couple more swim baits more this year, which was my kind of focus, because I have rod and reels. I'm not really too worried about rod and reels. I have my Corrado DC, and I have my St. Croix rod, as well as my Cast King Zephyr, which throws finesse and throws BFS lures. So that I picked up, but I do like the action on this. Everything I looked at, it's essentially, the rattle helps a lot too. I picked up, this is the Flap Slap. I have a deep diving one coming, I think actually today. But this is the Flap Slap. It's the shell crank, or shell little darter. I picked up the X80. This is actually a used X80 that I picked up for a little cheaper. I do have a out of the box one coming, I think today actually too. And then picked up a couple of the Vision 110s. I think this is the 110 Plus. Gotta say, I'm not really, I'm hoping that I don't ever really use jerk baits. I'm hoping to get into it this year. I gotta do it more for cold water fishing. One of the things I've actually kind of struggled with, but I'm hoping that I get these out more and use these. I find this ridiculous. These are the Strike King Tumbleweeds. I'm still pissed about the price, because it was $10 for a pack of 4. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. You can make these at home. I'm not really impressed with them. I picked up 2 just because I said, well, I don't have any, and I had a little extra cash to spend, so I said, screw it, but I'm probably never going to buy these again. It's $10.99 for a pack of 4. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they're tiny. And I don't even know I've seen a lot of videos on them that they do work well. It's just, I also picked up some actual dice baits. I picked these up from, I think, OSP, which is Japanese style bait or made. They're actually the actual cube bait. It's not the, you know, Strike King's little. But I picked those up. There's only 3. This was cheap. I got this for half off on Whatnot. But a couple more things I picked up this year. I actually, my frogs, I didn't do too much top water this year. I picked up a Hush Frog. I cut the legs a little bit, but I did pick this up. Apparently, BD Basson, if a lot of people actually know him, I know he mainstream 6 cents, but he actually said that the way this sits in the water, and I do like the shape of it, how it's kind of going to sit up. Haven't fished it yet. Obviously, it's winter, so I'm stuck inside, but I'm interested to see how this fishes. We'll see. I'm interested. It's got a good profile to it, and I do like it. Cut the legs a little short, obviously, but my favorite frog company has to be Booyah. I mean, I'm gonna say it out from the front. I've tried SPRO. I hate Googan. I'm just gonna be straight up on that. Googan is, in my opinion, one of the worst bait companies to buy from. I know they do have good baits. I will not sit there and say they have everything's horrible. It's just their frogs are atrocious. They attract water every time you use them. I mean, Booyah is where I stand, especially the popping frogs. Love them. SPRO is not bad. I don't know. I've never really. Oh, I did actually. This is actually one of the Megabass frogs. I actually got this for a lot cheaper than normal. Someone sent me the wrong lure, so they didn't send me one of the lures I purchased, so they offered this instead, and it was actually, I think this retails for about $20 roughly. This is the Megabass. I honestly forgot the name, but it's got the tail in the end. It's made with, I forget which company, Monster Bass, whatever that company is. It's obviously Japanese style with Megabass and everything, but I've used it a couple times because I did get it last year. I used it a couple times. It's not my favorite frog, but it does throw off a lot of action, especially with this cup, which you can actually take off too, which is convenient because then you can just run it with the spinner or this spinning in the back, creating the wake. But that is actually another one of the Megabass lures that I have. Let's see. Top water, didn't really get much. I mean, I did pick up another Megabass lure. I picked up actually one of their V4 buzz baits. I've wanted one for a little while. It's actually got a weird, so I didn't know, but it's got a weird profile. The hook actually hooks more to the right when you look at it, and then the head itself is curved in. I mean, I'm intrigued. I don't know how well this skirt's gonna hold up. It's not very good, in my opinion. It feels like, I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it was cheap, so I picked it up. Cheaper than normal, I should say. The one thing, oh yeah, I have to. Also, I picked up a Pop X. Or a Pop Max. I don't see what the hype is around it, but I'm gonna try it this year. I just picked up one. It was in Bass Pro, and I said screw it. So, I mean, that's a $20 bait right there, but I picked it up. I'm intrigued to see how it works. It's I think the Bass Guild color or something of that sort. And the other colors I found there were not really that enticing. Also, Bass Pro tags every single one of these lures and they destroy the box, which this was the only one that I found that the box wasn't actually like just destroyed. So that's that. Crankbaits. I actually didn't pick up any crankbaits this year. I did fish. I have one lure tied up on one of my rods that it's a Quake bait from 6 cents. Love it. That was what I caught I think my 4th bass on last year for being in the winter. But I did pick up a couple of these Jabberjaws from 6 cents, or not 6 cents, 13 Fishing. I know they went out of business or someone bought them out, probably Strike King, honestly. But I do like these. They got the vibroblade on the front. Mix between the chatterbait and the crankbait. I did fish those a little bit. This, I have to say, I don't see the hype. I didn't catch anything on it all year. I used it a lot. It's that little, I forget what they call it. It's like where it just sticks to the top and goes back and forth. It's a good bait. I didn't fish it enough to really catch anything good on it, or anything really. But crankbaits I stayed away from this year. I have plenty. I mean, I have a whole box full of them that I don't use. So, chatterbaits. I only actually picked up one chatterbait. It was actually the one I couldn't really find. It was out of stock everywhere. It's the, what's it called? It's the pink color, Morning Dawn or whatever it's called. I picked this up. This is a jackhammer, obviously. I do not have a baby jack yet. I still have yet to cheat or get one. I was going to order one, but I figured I'd order one down the road. It's still like 4 months before we actually get out on open water. But I did get this. I snagged it as the last one there. I threw it with a 6 cents, juggle minnow. I was thinking clobber minnow. I couldn't think. The juggle minnow. I bought, these are actually becoming one of my new favorite trailers. I do love the action that goes on with it. It just throws off a lot, especially with this tail. I mean, it's like the fork tail, so it's not the, because if you use something like and I learned this quick, and I did catch fish on it, so I'm not going to say it's not, like, you can't catch fish on it, but when you use the, this style tail, the boot tail, I couldn't think of it. It actually it impedes the action of the chatterbait itself because the boot tail takes a lot of vibration out of the chatterbait. So I stopped using those. I use those still for like regular swimmers or anything, but I did stop using those for chatterbaits. There was one chatterbait that I did pick up that I'm actually pretty impressed with. It's again, it's a JDM style bait. It's OSP, I think is what it's called. Yeah, OSP. So it's similar to that style of the cube baits, but I was impressed with it. I did catch a couple. They're 17 bucks a pop, so it's like jackhammers are 20 now, so it's kind of ridiculous how pricing is going right now, but I have enough jackhammers to last me for a while. But I am intrigued by this. I might pick up a couple more. They do have good styles. It's actually, instead of where the jackhammer swims up top, it's a little style different where this one actually swims like this. I like it. I caught a couple on it last year. Good bait. I mean, it's not something I'm going to buy regularly because, I mean, it's freaking expensive. But I did actually retrofit. One idea that I got from, I picked up these soft plastic jerk baits from 6 cents. I honestly don't like soft plastic, or not jerk. Yeah, jerk baits. It's essentially the style of the, can't think of it. Oh, fluke. Can't think of it. Similar to a fluke style. It's got that same similar tail. I like it as a trailer. I mean, it does give off good action. This is actually a cross-eye chatterbait from Z-Man. I picked up a couple of these because they were cheaper, and they're actually decent. They give good, better action than the original, I will say. Anything else? Oh, yeah. I'm excited to try these out. I did pick up a bunch of these little mini chatterbaits. I threw a, I'm going to use these in my local lake because the shad population is huge, especially where the creek runs into the lake. This is the 6 cents, can't think of it now. I have it right here, too. No, I can't think of it. No, that's Juggle Minnow. It starts with a P. Panorama. Couldn't think of it. I actually do like the panoramas. I know a lot of people hit on it and say they're really just a kind of a gig, or that people really don't like them, but I caught my first trout on these. Love them. Bass, love them. I threw this on the mini blade for that. I was going to try it with this. I also did order some clobber minnows from 6 cents. They're coming in, I think, today, actually, or no, tomorrow. Can't remember exactly, but one of these days. I'm going to throw a couple of the clobber minnows on those. I do have another one with the same style. I just threw it on a different, that's the different shad profile of it, but I do like these. I think that it's something fun to throw around, especially when I go to the, up to the creek, which will be pretty soon, actually, depending on. One of the things I struggled with last year was fishing jigs. I've never really been a fan of finesse fishing. I got it. Last year I hit it a little more. I was definitely doing a little more finesse with, I was catching a lot more on drop shot, and I had a couple, obviously, Texas rigs and wacky rigs and a couple other things. I did try a Tokyo rig, and I did try a, what's it called? I forget what it's called. There's the other rig that I fish with sometimes. I did have some success. I've caught fish on jigs. I've caught a couple on swim jigs. This is a swim jig. I didn't mean to cut it's an old one I had. I cut the piece off that it was from a while ago, but this one I actually like. I threw it with and it's striking. I love these trailers. They're the Perfect Plastics. They look like this. Strike King, I will say I do love these. They have great action. Great hookup, like how to hook it and everything. It's got the wide mouth, and it's got the serrated, or the separated tail with a mesh. Love it. Use these forever. The only thing that sucks is they do not have a lot of colors. They don't have black and blue, which kind of a downgrade. Unless, or at least Cabela's. And I should go to Strike King's website and see if they have black and blue, because they probably do. But I do like those trailers. I rigged up a couple with I will say, actually, the one Googan bait I do like, although it does fall apart a lot, is the Kraken Craws. The craws with that little lip give off a great action, I will say. They do. I will stand by that. There's one bait from Googan that I actually do like. I do not like the Bandito bugs. In my opinion, they're pretty bad. I mean, they are the staple of Googan, I feel like, or one of them. Not a huge fan, but... I do have a couple. This is obviously football jig. I have a couple swim jigs too. I mean, here's another swim jig with the... I threw, this is a Bass Pro one on there, but I'm going to fish jigs a lot more this year. I've yet to really put them to where I need, or put them to the actual advantage of using jigs, and this year I think I'm gonna, because I'd love to get a nice jig bite. I mean, I've never been really impressed with jigs, but I think this year is the year I start to kind of break out with them a little more. At least, not bladed jigs, but swim jigs, football jigs, or pitching or flipping. One of the baits I picked up last year, I gotta say, for a spook, I'm not really impressed with this bait. I mean, it is cool to use, especially when you have a spook that you can't throw when it's weedless. Because if I'm throwing over pads, or I'm throwing, muck or anything, I can't throw this over it. Or I can't throw a regular spook, like, for instance. Obviously you got treble hooks and you got the weedless. The only thing I don't like about this, the hookup ratio is atrocious. I did bend the hooks a little bit. It's a good bait. I'm not going to sit there and say it isn't. I've caught fish on it. It's just the hookup ratio is pretty atrocious on it. And I think it's like $10 for one thing. I mean, it's a good idea. I do like it. I'll use it a little more this year too, especially on some of the ponds that I fish with the muck that they have. But so far, not a huge fan. I don't really think they have much when it comes to their lineup of baits with this style. I don't know. I found it at Sportsman Warehouse, and probably not going back there ever again for a while. But I'm trying to think. I have to say one of my best purchases last year was the Buka Trick Shad. Phenomenal bait. I love it. The action on it's great. Like I said, I do have a Chad Shad coming, and I'm excited for that one. I'm not probably spending any more on glide baits. $60 is actually ridiculous. I can't believe I still spent that, but I was interested because a lot of people praise the Chad Shad from SPRO. I'm intrigued, but this is going to be one of the style baits that I really love using. Actually, I have two of them. I did show a video on this, a short. It broke. I did duct tape it. I don't know if the action is going to stay the same. It should. I mean, the tails doesn't really have an action, so to speak. It's just sporadic, but I hope that this works, because, I mean, this is a $40 bait. I don't really want to lose it. And honestly, I love these baits. The style, the shimmer that comes from this color especially, phenomenal. But I'm hoping that this works. I mean, I don't really want to lose a $40 bait. I had it last year. I kept it. I thought about throwing out, and I'm like, why don't I just duct tape it? And we'll see if it works this year. But I have two of them right now. The other bait, I bought this probably a year ago. I still have yet to really use it. This is a junior Googan Contender in the bass style. I got it cheap. I think it was like $8. So, and these normally run for, I think, like $25, if they're even in stock anymore. I think they discontinued them. Not a huge fan of Googan, like I said. I mean, I will use it this year. It's a good, like, style bait. It's just not a huge fan of it. I mean, it is what it is, but I don't mind it. It's just kind of a pain. But the one bait I am excited a little more, I do have to use. The only thing I will say is the quality of this bait sucks. I mean, the eyes fell out the minute I got it. I pulled it out of the package and both the eyes fell off. I mean, I could have super glued them, but I actually lost them because I didn't really use it that much. But I do like this. This is a 6 cents hangover bait. It's a little heavier than some of the, I think it's like 2 ounces. It's a little heavier than some of the baits that I normally throw, but I'm excited to use this in some of my ponds and that actually bite. I mean, it's literally pretty much the same size as this, just a little bit bigger. And if they bite this, they'll bite this. And plus, you can run it weedless, and you can run it with the bottom hook too, which is nice. I do like it, and it's the line through too. So I'll use this a little bit this year. The action is great on it. It's similar actually to this tail. I mean, it's pretty much, the Mag Draft has a little more action with it because it's obviously a little more free, but I will be using this a little bit this year. I do like it. If I lose it, I lose it. I mean, I got it for free. Essentially, I had a Cabela's gift card that I had like 12 bucks left on, and it was half off. So that is what it is. But couple things I will say. Okay, if you do not like spending money on the Mag Draft or like any of those similar things, this is actually a decent option. I don't really remember. They're Berkley. I know that. I got actually at Dick's. They had a sale. They were running, I think, 5 for $5. So you buy 5, get 5 free. I bought 5 of them. It was like 50 bucks, and I got 10 of them. I gave a couple to my buddy. They do have the magnet in them, and I will say it's not a bad budget style bait. If you really want something that you don't want to spend the money on a Mag Draft, obviously it's 17 bucks versus like 9 bucks. It's a good style bait. I mean, it fishes, it swims fine, tail's fine, the action's fine. I've used it a couple times, caught fish on it. The hookup ratio is not bad because obviously it's got that disconnect hook, and then it works fine. It's a good style. I mean, it's Berkley. I don't know the exact name of it. There's many different colors. Actually, I think I have. I don't know if I have another color or not, but it's a good style bait. I mean, the hooks are sharp, and it's Berkley. You can't really go wrong with Berkley. It's a decent style. It's like Strike King, in my opinion. I mean, they make good baits. They make bad baits. You know, the only company you really go wrong with is Googan. I'm just gonna be honest with it. I mean, it's just, they're horrible. I will never, I just don't like their bait lineup, especially their plastics. Their spinners, I mean, I have a bunch of them. Not really a huge fan. I mean, it's just, they don't really have anything to really be, like, I don't know. Their frogs, horrible. I heard they were coming out with an extra or a new lineup of frogs, but so far I haven't seen anything, so I don't really care too much, but okay, another one I picked up. This is actually the 7-inch, I'm going to forget the name now. What is this? Oh, the Nessie. It's right on the bottom. Jeez. This is a 7-inch Nessie. I got this for free. It was a giveaway, so I'm not complaining about this, but because I personally, I wouldn't buy these, although I use and abuse these little Nessie 5 inches. They are great. I'm just going to be honest. They swim great. For how cheap they are, I think this is like 8 to 10 bucks, roughly. Same as the Berkley one. For how cheap they are, and these little plastic tabs, I will say, they really do help with the action. And that little mesh liner, it does work. I mean, I know they're cheap, and they're probably not the best baits to buy. But if you want cheap end style swim baits, especially the plastic ones, and they don't get destroyed, and even when they're destroyed, fish still love them. I mean, this one I've used and abused this one. It's absolutely destroyed on like everything on it, and the mesh is actually starting to fall apart a little bit. But I mean, it's still a good bait. People that hate on who makes these? No, I can't remember who makes them. Nessie, is it Strike King? I think it's Strike King, isn't it? Or is it Berkley? It's either Berkley or Strike King. I can't really remember. Too many companies to keep track of. Oh, it's Berkley. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, Berkley. They're a good bait. I will say, they are good. I mean, the big style, I don't know if I'd ever really buy the 7-inch. I'm going to try it this year a little bit in some of the ponds that I fish. If I get bit and I get good hookup ratio and everything, I will recommend this. But, I mean, it's not bad. I don't mind it. I do like the hook retainer that they have. It's actually better than the magnet, in my opinion, because the magnet at times doesn't really stay, especially when you're casting. This thing, if you keep it, all you got to do is bend it back a little bit sometimes. If you keep it bent, it'll work fine. I've never had an issue with them coming off. And they're pretty weedless, actually, too. So, never had an issue. Hookup ratio, phenomenal. I think I've lost 1 fish on this, roughly, when it bit. So, it just always hooks that top of the mouth. The one thing I do have, I will Okay. I'm just going to be honest. I like 6th Sense. I do. I like their baits. Their baits are, I feel like they're very out of here. A lot of their baits are more, like lifelike style. I mean, especially when you look at the Panorama, or you go to this, which is the Trace swim bait, or you go to, I have the Draw somewhere around here. It's in one of my, oh, it's right there. I do have the Draw. Although I did get this cheaper. It wants to come off. Come on. You all know that's better. I did buy the Draw. I will say, not the biggest fan of the Draw. I mean, I've used it multiple times. The action on it is very, I mean, it's good. I just don't think it's hook. Like, I've had a couple bites on it. I've just never caught anything on it. I'm going to use it more this year, and that'll be my end of the year review, kind of. But I have to say, I do want the fast sink one. This is the slow sink. I do like these. The action on these are phenomenal, whether you whether you roll them or you quick reel, or burn. I can't think of the name. Whether you burn them or whether you just slow reel, they're good action. It's a good bait. I mean, it's a cheaper style swim. I think it's 24 bucks or 20 bucks, something like that. It's cheaper. It's better for those newer anglers that don't want to get into the swim bait. Because I'm going to be honest, if you're spending over $100 on a swim bait, what are you doing? I mean, just, it's ridiculous. I mean, the Metro glides, like, I understand they're good glide baits. Action's phenomenal. Like, I've seen videos on the Metro. I've seen videos on, you know, some of the higher end swim baits or glide baits. It's just ridiculous. I mean, these work fine. I mean, what can I catch on this that I can't catch on? You know, I mean, this is 34 bucks. It's kind of a glide crank. I forget what they classified it as, but I mean, it's a good bait. I love the pattern on it, and I hope I catch a lot of fish on this year. But I mean, this is 40 bucks. Works fine. Phenomenal. I mean, the action on it is absolutely phenomenal. I will give Buka. I have not found a Buka bait that I do not like, except for there's one bait I do not like. I purchased this a couple years ago, and I regret purchasing it because it was like 20 bucks at the time. I think it's cheaper now. Because I thought it'd be like a really cool bait to have. But so far, I've just been very lackluster about it. I mean, I thought it would be like a new style bait, because I've never seen it before, but yeah. No, I regret buying this. One of my worst purchases is the Buka prop bait with the swim style. I regret buying it. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. The action on it is not very good. I mean, I've used it multiple times, nothing. Even in the ponds where I'll use this, and then I'll throw a frog, and the frog gets destroyed. This does not get destroyed. Or a buzzbait. I'll throw a regular buzzbait. It gets absolutely hammered, and this doesn't even get touched. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it a little more again this year, but I do like these style swim baits, the Buka little jointed baits. They're good. They are. The action's phenomenal on them. It's just, this is not a good bait in my opinion. I wouldn't recommend buying it to any new anglers, but for anyone interested about lineage, I generally stick to fluoro. I know everyone rants braid. I used to use braid. I stopped. I use it on my BFS setups because obviously fluorocarbon slips a lot easier. So I do use braid. I will say I do use braid. I like braid. In my opinion, braid is not as good as fluoro in certain situations. When you're frogging, when you're flipping, braid. You know, braid's stronger, obviously. You know, when you're using stuff like that, braid. Stick to braid. But for me, I've never had an issue because, I mean, I live in New York, so bass are not 10, 15 pounds. So realistically, we don't really need that kind of high braid with usage. I use 14 to 18 pound. I'm actually might up my swim bait rod because I don't want to lose any of my swim baits, especially the Chad, which is 60 bucks, and that's the most I'm ever probably going to spend. But, I mean, I would think about getting a Metro, but I don't really want to spend 140 bucks on a bait that I'm probably going to lose, and it's just not worth the money. I mean, that's ridiculous price-wise. I understand they're handmade and stuff like that, but it's like, why? I mean, I could swim. I could use a worm and catch a 10-pound bass. I mean, it's just, Bass will bite anything, for heaven's sakes. They will. If they're biting a cube bait like this, they're biting anything. So, but generally I stick with the easy casting. I've looked at the flame lineup, or like the fire lineup for Berkley. I mean, this is like $16. The other one's $25. I've always been told, I mean, a lot of people use the Walmart brand fishing line and works fine. You don't need expensive fishing line. You don't. I mean, braid, I bought Suffolk. I will say, I like Berkley line. I do like Berkley. I've never had a problem. I don't buy spider wire anymore. Their braid is just atrocious in my opinion. I have always had issues with it. It just frays so quickly in my opinion. But it was about a 30-minute video. Good grief. I thought it was going to be short. I guess not. I was going over everything, but this is obviously the Juggle Minnows. I'm going to purchase some more. I have some different colors coming in. I do like these. They're cheap. They're $4.99 per pack, and it's just the local Dick's that I have does not carry any of the actual right ones that I want. Okay. Alright. I think that's about it with my purchase history for at least this year. Yeah. I mean, if you want me to be honest, I spent a lot of money on Megabass. Don't know if it was worth it. I do like their baits. I mean, the Vision 110s look phenomenal. I do have a couple more coming in. The Flap Slap, I have to say, I was debating buying this. I went ahead and bought it. I like it. I bought the Deep Diver too because some of the ponds this year in lakes I'm going to be fishing are going to be a little deeper than normal than what I'm used to fishing. I mean, I normally fish 20 feet max. There's one quarry that I fish that goes, I think, 30 to 40, but I don't fish it that often. But, I mean, doesn't really matter. Bass will come up and bite. And I think that's it, though. Appreciate anyone that watches. If you any critiques or any criticism or just anything you want to say, go ahead.